skill to play Survivor than kill it, in your opinion? No, that's not you having a different opinion to me isn't disrespectful, man. I've got no issue with other people's opinions. You think Survivor is harder. At the very, very highest level, Killer is way, way harder. But yeah, I would say solo Survivor, going against, like a Killer going against solo Survivors is way easier than playing solo Survivor against that Killer, I would say. And depending on how good or bad your team is, will exaggerate that even more too. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's not disrespectful to disagree with me, man. It makes me wonder, like, who are these people that you talk with where you even think that it's disrespectful to disagree with someone? That's not how we work here, man. I'm all for independent thinking. Just as long as you keep it civil, it ain't just insults. Like, some people are like, you're an asshole. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And then they're like, what? I thought you wanted opinions. It's like, dude, like, you know, have some fucking EQ. Have some emotional intelligence, man. Like, obviously I'm talking about, like, civil opinions about stuff. No, not just insulting. But I'm all for opinions, for sure. Notice how I detached from him because he used balanced landing, which is a really not smart chase to take. Notice how I got her with an ninja super quick, which is a smart thing to do. Do you see? Decision making. And I do it without even thinking. That's why when I do count hooks, I have a very, very high win rate. But I don't really care. That's all I goes. Large Ice, thank you for the 60 months, man.
Happy to have been here for a while, true free. Hope you're doing good and sending good vibes for the future.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, man. Just busy. We got a sponsor later today. Get that all set up. See how it is. Once again, have some chats. I'm thinking about playing some Black Ops tomorrow. See if we can compete against these cracked players. Because it is going to be insane. SBMM's starting to hit in. You guys might be able to join my lobby as well. To experience the SBMM I'm currently on. If you're really good at shooters, you probably won't even feel it. If you're not, it might shock you. That's the balanced landing play again, yep. Black Ops is crazy swear. It's good. I'm used to sweaty players, man. We get sniped by some of the sweatiest players in this fucking video game. We did on Dragon Ball as well. There were a Z-rank guy who were going against me every now and again and said that he was sniping. So even on DBZ we went against some top players. It's what we do here, right? It's a USP of the channel. Or one of the USPs. I would say the USP of this channel is like kind of original thinking. You know, I'm opinionated, I have my own opinions on things. And going against good players and playing at a high level on, you know, whatever we play. I'd say that's always been the USP, like going through all the games that we've played. That's the thing that I recognize the most. Doesn't matter what the game is, it's usually going to be going against some of the better players in the game. And you're always going to be getting my opinions and stuff. Well, like completely unique opinions. Sometimes they'll be the same as everyone else's, because, you know, just coincidence. And sometimes they'll be completely unique. USP is on a game and learn really, really fast and give advice really quickly. Yeah. I'm a fast learner. That is something I agree with, and I've been told throughout my life. I am a teacher as well, to an extent. Like, I like to teach you what I'm learning and give you, like, all the information I'm getting. So, when I jump on something, if I learn something, I will tell you that thing I've learned. Like, I'll pass on knowledge. I do like doing that. But that's the thing what stands out, I think. I'll say though, when someone give you a good chase. Why did you run up to me? That's so stupid, man. When someone gives you a good chase, it does make playing killer fun, no. I wish it did, but a lot of the chases what are long, they aren't based on skill. So a good example would be, if you go against a really, really strong player, they'll pre-drop every tile or every pallet, which you kind of force to break, and they'll find spots where they can use live or ballast landing, where they can just shift W, right? Like this person, for example, every time I met him, he bolted off that and then just ran forward with balanced landing, right? That would have been a long chase if I took it. So it's not the most interesting. Like, again, look, see, and now she's got to a pallet. And there, see, do you see how like she wait with sprint burst to get to somewhere? So a lot of it is kind of the shift W. So I haven't had a chance to even hit her yet. You see? That was a nice bait. Can we bait that? We did. And now this is the second one I've hit her already. But this chase has already been about 30 seconds because of the shift W. Do you get what I mean? Now, the longest chases you have are usually at loops that are completely safe, and they're sorted with a really good shift W. But some can be, yeah, for sure. There's definitely moments where it's been quite a fun chase. She's probably going to a god pallet here. See? Look, god pallet. You just break it. You see? Support! You get skill cannot and thank you for this much there. Appreciate. So I've only had 2 attempts to actually get her so far, and she won one of them, and I won the other. And look how long the chase has been. Is there a window here? No. Nice. And now I can bloodlust this. We've got so long that we can bloodlust it. If we out bloodlust, I won't be able to get this. I don't think. I think she'll be able to go around infinitely. Dorside Palace, look at your build. Oh, I have sprint for enduring, whoops. The game's over, who cares? Like, when I know the game's over... Yeah, I did forget you give me that build though. I'm respecting pallets as if I don't have sprint for enduring, whoops. We didn't even need it though, did we? We didn't even need it. We played with 2 perks this match. But yeah, there can be some good chasers and there can be some not good chasers. It depends. I'd say the higher level, like if you go against like some comp team, they know how to abuse this game the very most, and they're going to make the chasers the least fun or interesting. They're going to pre-drop most of the pallets, and they're going to shift W as hard as they can, which is the smartest thing to do. If you shift W away from the killer, you're making your likelihood of failing way, way lower, because the killer can't actually stop it, right? Like, let's say you go to a pallet where the killer can get you, and you can get away, right? So there's a 50-50 chance. That's putting you at a 50-50 chance of getting hit or going down. If you have sprint burst and the killer's there and you just run forward, for that 20 seconds or whatever, it's a 100% chance you don't get hit, do you see? And that's once again the advantage over skill. You play to advantage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's how this game is. I've always been an advocate trying to push it towards more skill. You can't just pre-drop pallets. You can't just run forward. You have to use skill. I've always been an advocate for that. Still play MK? I haven't played too much MK. We got to Elder God though. We got to the highest rank you can get in that game. We're almost at the highest rank you can get in Dragon Ball as well. We're almost at C rank. We're at S1. So I'm almost at the highest rate you can get on that as well.
If people saw Survivor means who claim Survivor is harder to play than Killer Play and learn a different game for everyone to see, the DBD community would be healed by now.
If people saw Survivor mains who claim Survivor is harder to play than play Killer, or harder to play than play Killer, then they would learn a different game for everyone to see. The DBD community will be healed by now. Are you saying that they won't be able to play another game? Again, nothing's black and white. There will be outliers, but yeah, I do think there's a lot of people, even in the comp scene of DBD, that will not be able to perform as high as they do in another game than they do in this. I do think you're right with that. Because this game, it has no transference of skill, does it? Like, if you're really good at DBD, which is already a quite simple game, it's more about knowledge. Mechanically, it's very simple. And then you move to, like, a shooter, or you move to an RTS, you can't transfer any of that skill, right? So you need to start from the very, very bottom. And there's a lot of people who find it hard to have multiple kind of skills in multiple things, right? Usually they just focus on one. Right, so if you're like gaming skill, let's say, that's what we're talking about. You know, people who play FPSs will just play FPSs, and then if they jump on Dark Souls, for example, they'll be trash. They won't have a clue how to play it, right? Or if they jump on an RTS, they'll have no idea. That does happen a lot. It is quite rare for people to play a lot of games at quite a high level. But there's outliers, so there will be some comp players who can do that. But yeah, there will be a lot who can't, or just in general players. I agree.